Okay. Okay. Sige. Let's try something different. Hello! Welcome to my first episode of Kat Out of the Box.
I was informed by PSC this is the biggest delegation to the ASEAN Para. 353 delegates.
It was really something different for me talaga. The first word that comes to mind was, it's real. It's all real. And then the next was fear. After that, shortly after that, was excitement. Na, oh my God, this is what I've been waiting for. As an athlete, this is what you've been training for. You want to be able to prove your worth. All the training that you've done, prove your strength, prove your skills, your performance, so that you can carry the flag. Whenever I go out to represent the Philippines in the global stage, it's signaling that we are also at par. We are not just Filipinos, but we are Filipinos. So it was my first time traveling with an entire delegate of para athletes. So it was like just traveling with your friends, traveling with your barkada. I enjoyed. I had fun because even if we waited long, nagkakwentuhan kami, we were bonding, we were playing cards, we were just also deepening that level of connection within the team. So that made it very memorable as compared to my previous trips in Thailand. As a person with a disability, of course, meron ding layer yon na mahirap din to travel with your wheelchair, with your mobility aids. Sadly, during that flight, our flight was given stairs. So we had to wait for that lift to be available for us. So if you can imagine, 1 or 2 aisle chairs for 15 people going in and out of the plane. It took a while before we were all unloaded. It was a lot of complicated things. And as well as you needed to go to the bathroom. So you're holding our pee the whole time. Yes, it's a normal occurrence for wheelchair users. So they had to be patient because you're the first in, last out. But again, after that, it was a fun and memorable trip getting to Thailand. So I always look forward to competitions abroad because dun mo nakikita yung different countries, different cultures. So it's like a melting point of everyone. That was one of my personal goals then, to meet and to get to know people from all around the world. But then since Cambodia did not participate in the games, there were only 10 countries. So that's Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Brunei, Vietnam, Timor-Leste, Myanmar, and Singapore. One of my personal challenges was to collect all the pins from everyone. in multi-sport events, dun talaga nagkakaroon ng pin exchange. It's a long-standing tradition in international sports so that we can make friends with the different athletes and break the ice and build connections. I'm glad to say I was able to collect all the pins from all the countries that were participating, and I'm glad na, even if we couldn't understand each other verbally, we had that shared goal to show that people with disabilities can thrive. In parasports, our disabilities are still part of who we are, but they're not the focus anymore. What shines through is our skill, talent, and dedication.
Well, Thailand is more than a host. It is a place where ASEAN come together to celebrate human potential in all its form.
Musta, Philippines.
Ladies and gentlemen,
leads a
please welcome
contingent
the Republic of the
who
Philippines.
in their history have accumulated 289 gold medals. And they are targeting 15 to 25 in this particular edition.
Mr. Gerald
Philippines.
Wheelchair
They were meant to be hosting Para Games in 2020, but that was during COVID times.
Determination and the unbreakable spirit of his
So
nation.
they'll be enjoying their stage on the
ทัพ
top
นักกีฬา
flight.
สาธารณรัฐฟิลิปปินส์นะครับประกอบด้วยตัวแทนทั้งสิ้น 49 คน ทุกคนเดินเข้าสู่สนามด้วยความมุ่งมั่นเต็มเปี่ยมไปด้วยความฝันครับ Team Republic of the Philippines marches in
And
the
of course,
contingent
expect the
of
Philippines to be
49
strong when
members.
it comes to the
Together they
wheelchair
enter the
basketball.
arena with determination filled with dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin!
So another thing that happened to me was, pumutok yung gulong ko. Our hotel is attached to the mall. So we were free to roam around. In that particular time that I went around, I saw that my tire had bulged out. And when I went to fix it, it exploded. And it exploded to the point that people thought na it was a gunshot. So the guards approached me. I pointed to my wheel. Putok, putok! I tried to tell them that, no, it's just my wheelchair. Buti na lang, I was with the wheelchair basketball team. Apparently, the wheelchairs used for wheelchair basketball had the same size of tires as mine. So one of the coaches got me connected to the supplier. And I bought a new set of replacement tires so I could move around freely. And so that's why Kat out of the box now has red wheels. When something goes wrong with your wheelchair, yeah, you're stuck. That's just how it is. When you have a wheelchair, it's an extension or it's your legs. So when something goes wrong with my wheelchair, my mobility is taken away. I mean, that's the sad reality of it. I don't have any backup. But you try to find ways and how to prevent that from happening. Right before the competition, I would look for a place that's quiet so I can just center in, to ground myself, to make sure na I don't get super duper jittery on stage. In an elite competition, there's always that expectation from others around you your teammates, your coaches, your support network, as well as the country that you're representing. It goes without saying, I also have that internal pressure where I want to succeed. I want to do well. I'm hungry for lifting heavier and doing my best. So that's always gonna be there. Every athlete needs to learn how to carry all those pressures simultaneously because, of course, you don't wanna let anyone down. People have already invested in you. You don't wanna let people down, you don't wanna let yourself down. So that's where the pressure comes from. One of my biggest investments, apart from training myself physically and recovering, is that mental resilience that I continue to work with until today, even after my competitions.
And right now, please welcome the athletes competing in the women's 79 and 86 kilogram category. Let's get started for the introducing. Representing Thailand, Sirapat Mungkao. Representing Myanmar, A Tu Ang. Representing Malaysia, Rasnani Kasim. Representing Thailand, Visuni Wirat Kasem. Representing Indonesia, Delima Junia Susanti. Representing Philippines, Katrina Mary Hernandez. And representing Indonesia, Siti Mamuda.
Aside from the rituals, another thing that I like doing is to maintain the friendshipness of it all. I try my best to look at my opponents, not as opponents, but as friends, and that we are just playing all together. I try as much as possible not to put them on that pedestal. For me, it's done wonders that it takes the pressure off, to the point that I fist bump them. So it's just my way of also, congratulating them and also maintaining that level of a friendly competition.
Representing Philippines, Katrina Mary Hernandez.
I went into the competition as a newbie. I'm very thankful, I'm very grateful, especially to my coach, my teammates, as well as my PT and also my sports psych, because they really helped me get here.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time once again for the victory ceremony for the women's 86 kilogram category. For the silver medalist, representing Philippines, Katrina Marie Hernandez.
To my support network, those who came all the way just to watch and those who were cheering on the TV, I'm really grateful just to have that network behind my back. I want to say thank you to PSC and Phil Spada for investing in me. Know that I'm going to work hard to be deserving of all the support you've been giving me. So being stuck in the hotel for about 2 weeks, you kind of get claustrophobic. So all I wanted was, the outdoors, the fresh air, and I just wanted to breathe. So I found a park that was around 5-10 minutes away, and I just really wanted to stay there. I was about to go home until I met an unexpected
เที่ยว
friend.
หรือแนะนำร้านอาหารดีๆอร่อยได้ตลอดทุกเมื่อเลย
I can take you sightseeing or recommend great restaurants for every meal.
Okay. Thank you so much.
ยินดีเลยครับ
What's your name?
My name is Big
Vic.
B-I-G Big
Vic.
the small
Kat.
Cat
Kat. My name is Kat.
Cat Meow meow
Yeah. that's what I
Okay
found.
Nice to meet you too
Since I competed on the last day of the games, I honestly didn't think I'd get to see Korat. We are also focused on competing, that sightseeing wasn't really on my mind. Then, with less than 4 hours to go, right before the closing ceremony, I met Big. He volunteered to plan the entire itinerary, and for reasons I still can't fully explain, I said yes, and went along with whatever he had in mind. I had absolutely no idea where we were going, so every stop was a surprise. Looking back, following a stranger around the city with no itinerary probably wasn't the smartest idea, but it made for a great adventure, a great story, and definitely one for the books. So shout out to Big for taking on the challenge of showing me around Korat on such short notice. Thanks for making the most of the little time we had.
Now, let's drive around and find something to grab a bite to eat.
Maybe it's true. The best adventures are the ones that are unplanned.
And next up we have the Philippines. Once again, let's look at them. They had an ambition to break into the top 4 and they achieved that ambition. A target of 33 medals that they had in 2023 was surpassed. 45 gold medals, and they passed over 250 medals in all in their para history in these ASEAN Games.
37 silver, 52 bronze to go with their tally.
For some athletes, this may be their first ASEAN Para Games. For others, it may be their final appearance on this stage. But tonight, they all stand here as equals, celebrating effort, resilience, and of course, pride to raise pride of their nation.
It's finally done. Let's go home. Not a lot of people know about disability. and it's not as talked about. So there's still that notion that it's something to be feared. I see my athlete career as part of showing up. I want to be able to show people that life does not stop just because you have a disability. Sports can be such a big part of people with disabilities, and it can give so much benefits for them. So I hope that by showing and being more vocal about my life as an athlete, spark that curiosity and spark that, ooh, maybe I can try this out too. And the entire journey has taught me that you can have connections everywhere you go.
Nice to meet you too.
And I guess that's what Cat Out of the Box is all about. Trying to reach new people and to also showcase how life can be beautiful even with a disability.
Maraming salamat po! Lahat ng para powerlifting!
So this is year 2 of Kat as a para powerlifter. I didn't think that I'd end up here, but what started as something that I was very unsure of became such a big part of my life. I'm excited for what's to come. This is me trying. Join me in the next one.